Afternoon, everyone. So this is a presentation in our subject ENM 221, or the Survey of Engineering Disciplines, Practices and Regulations. So my topic would be about the patent process and copyright. By the way, I am Engineer Ani N. Nemi. So the table of contents for this report are the following. Okay, so intellectual property, or the IP, emphasis on patents. So the term IP is generally considered to encompasses four major areas, which are the patents, copyrights, trademarks, and trade secrets. Now, the term patent has several definitions and connotations. It was used earlier in our history to indicate a grant of land to an individual by government or royalty. It also denotes clarity and openness, such as appears in the often used phrase patently obvious. Now, what is a patent? So, by definition, this is a temporary monopoly granted to an inventor by the government in return for disclosing an invention. So, a patent is an exclusive right for 20 years granted for an invention, which is a product or a process that provides, in general, a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. So here in the Philippines, we have Republic Act number 8293. This is an act prescribing the Intellectual Property Code and establishing the Intellectual Property Office, providing for its powers and functions and other purposes. So this RA, or Republic Act, lays down the rules and regulations that grant and enforce patents here in the Philippines. So what are the patent principles? First is the territoriality. So the patents are only valid in the country or region in which they have been granted. So kung dito ka sa Philippines nagkaroon ng patent for this invention, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-claim as yours pag napunta na ito sa other countries. So next is first to file. Applicant who files first will get the patent. Kung sino po yung mauna na mag-file ng isang invention, ibig sabihin, siya yung mag-grant ng patent. Disclosure. So, applicant shall disclose the invention in a manner sufficiently clear and complete, or yung tinatawag na quid pro quo principle, protection in exchange for disclosure. So, dapat lahat ng details about dun sa invention is clear and complete. Next is conditional. So, patents are granted only upon compliance with the criteria of patentability. So, kailangan mag-comply muna tayo dun sa mga criteria na yon. Okay, so now here we have different types of patents. We have inventions, utility models, and industrial design. So, below are some of the examples. So, a product such as a machine, a device, an article of manufacture, a composition of matter, a microorganism. So, a process such as a method or method of manufacturing, a non-biological process, a microbiological process. Another example is computer-related inventions, or invention involves a computer network, or other programmable apparatus. So with features realized wholly as or partly by means of computer program and an improvement of any of the foregoing. So ibig sabihin kung merong natuklasan kayo na another invention connected dito sa mga examples na to, or dun sa mga different types ng patents, pwede nyo rin siyang i-apply ng patent. Provided I believe na hindi siya similar dun sa mga naunang patents. Kasi kung similar siya, hindi siya ma-approve. So, yung panahon natin is nagde-develop, or kumbaga habang tumatagal, nag-i-improve. Ganun din yung patent law. So here, we have modern development of patent law. So now we can patent life forms and computer programs and business methods. So patenting of life forms. So anything under the sun that is made by man may be patentable. Thus, a new microorganism was found to be patentable as a composition of matter. So example of this is the Pasteur's patent for pure yeast. So it received a US patent in 1873. Another example is Cutler patent for a vaccine virus for smallpox. So patented a few years later after nung purist. So in terms naman sa computer programs and business methods, software patents need not disclose either source or object code in a patent application but must merely disclose the function of the software. So a decision by the CAFC in 1998 opened the door to the patenting of business methods, so especially in the environment of those using computer software. But I believe here in the Philippines, medyo limited pa siya yung pagpatent ng softwares or computer programs. But in the US, pwede na po siya. Pero yung atin naman pong intellectual property code is naka-base din or naka-align din dun sa code from the US. So, hindi malabong mangyari din po ito. And I believe nga ginagawa na rin to sa ngayon. Okay, so ano naman yung mga hindi pwedeng applyan ng patent or the non-patentable inventions? So under Section 22 of the IP Code and Rule number 202 of the Implementing Rules and Regulation, non-patentable inventions are the following. So discoveries, scientific theories, mathematical methods, schemes, rules, and methods of performing mental acts, playing games, doing business, programs for computers. Okay, so nabanggit ko nga kanina, di ba, yung programs for computers, hindi pa siya napapatent dito sa Philippines. But in other countries such as the US, yung development ng patent law is kasama na yung computer programs or software. So next is methods for treatment of the human or animal body by surgery or therapy and diagnostic method practiced on the human and animal body. So plant varieties or animal breeds or essentially biological process to produce plants and animals are not patentable. Also the aesthetic creations. And lastly, anything which is contrary to the public order or morality. So the requirements for patentability are the following. So the patent or the invention must be or must have novelty. And later on, we will discuss what is novelty. Number two, it must have inventive steps. Number three, industrial applicability. So formal requirements are patentable subject matter and B, sufficiency of disclosure or enablement. So later on, mas maiintindihan natin tong mga to. Okay, so now we proceed with the patent processes. In starting the process of applying for a patent, it is usually desirable to make or have made a search to determine at least to some extent the novelty of the idea. So pag sinabi nating novelty, the invention shall not be considered new if it forms part of a prior art. So ibig sabihin, dapat original siya. So your invention must be original or wala siyang katulad or similarity. So it must be also unique. So one may have another person, such as a patent attorney or a patent agent, to do the search or use a professional searcher. Importantly, it may save the inventor substantial time and money by finding dead ringer or the prior art that prevents him from obtaining a patent. So a prior art is everything made available to the public by means of oral description, written description, or ginagamit na siya by use of internet publication or publish na rin siya in the internet. So, yun yung mga possible na maging hadlang or mag-prevent na makakuha ka ng patent kapag yung invention mo is similar dun sa mga prior art. So even more importantly, it may avoid the expense of a lost trial for infringement when the infringer finds the damaging prior art that was missed by the Patent and Trademark Office or the examiner's search. So in our IP code or yung ating Republic Act 8293, under Section 23, it also discusses the novelty. So here, it states that an invention shall not be considered new if it forms part of a prior art. So what is a prior art? These are or this is everything made available to the public by means of written description, oral description, or by use of internet publication or any other way before the filing date of the application. Now, how do you conduct a patent search? So first, enlist problems in prior art. So what is the problem sought to be solved by the invention? So is it a patentable subject matter? So what is novel? Is the solution obvious? Has publication ensued? Decide the area and nature of protection, domestic application, Paris Convention, PCT. So kailangan itong mga questions na to is masagot during a patent search. Pero, yun nga, mas advisable na kumuha ka na lang ng patent agent or patent attorney or anyone na expert sa patent searching. So here we have examples of database for prior art research. So ito yung mga pwede nyong gamitin ng mga databases which are free when you want to do a prior art search or a patent search. Pwede rin kayong gumamit ng Google Scholar, di ba? Ayan siya. So these all are free. Next is the patent application. So under IP code and rule 404 of the implementing rules and regulation, the application of patent shall contain the following. So first is a duly accomplished request for the grant of patent. Next is a description of the invention. Next is one or more claims. And next is the drawings, if necessary for the understanding of the invention. And lastly is the abstract. Now, regarding the fees, there is a rule for that. So Rule 401, fees should be paid within 1 month from the filing date. Now, with regards to the disclosure and description of the invention, under Section 35 of IP Code and Rule 405 of the Implementing Rules and Regulation, it states that the application shall disclose the invention in a manner sufficiently clear and complete for it to be carried out by a person skilled in the art. So, disclosure or yung act of releasing all relevant information. No? So, kailangan daw yung information and details nung iyong ina-apply na patent or invention is clear, sufficiently clear and complete. Okay, for the IP code and Rule 406 of implementing rules and regulation regarding enabling disclosure, it states that the enabling disclosure shall contain a clear and detailed description of at least one way of doing the invention using working examples. So it shall contain a sufficient and clear disclosure of the technical features of the invention, including the manner of process of making, performing, and using the same, leaving nothing to conjecture. So dapat yung details or disclosure regarding the patent or the invention is sobrang clear na hindi na kailangang mag-isip pa or mag-form pa ng mga theories yung mga gagamit or makakakita nito kung paano ba siya gamitin, kung paano ba siya pina-perform, paano ba yung process nun. So dapat detailed na detailed when enabling disclosure of your patent or your invention. Meron tayong rules or implementing rules and regulation for the contents of the description. So it must have the following: the title, the technical field, the background art, the summary, brief description of the several views of the drawings, detailed description, claim or claims, kasi pwedeng maraming claims sa isang patent, and abstracts and drawings kung kailangan. Okay, so kanina pa natin nababanggit yung word na claims. So ano ba yon in patent law? So claims defines the scope or the boundary of protection. And claims must be clear or it must have clarity. So your claim must be clear and concise so that you do not cause the reader to speculate about the claim. If you find yourself using words such as thin, strong, a major part, such as, when required, and grammatical errors, then you are probably not being clear enough. Okay, so it must be clear. Next is complete. So each claim should be complete. so that it covers inventive feature and enough elements around it to put the invention in the proper context. The claims must be supported by the description. So this means that all the characteristics of your invention that form part of the claim must be fully explained in the description. So sino ba yung mga pwedeng mag-apply for a patent? So dito, it states that natural person can apply for a patent. Ano ba yung natural person? Yung tayo, mga tao. Anyone na makapag-invent ng something na unique or original, pwede kayo mag-apply ng patent. Next is juridical person. Ano ba yung juridical person? So, it is a body of persons or a corporation or a partnership or other legal entity recognized by law. So, group of persons din ito na recognized by the law. So, yung kanino ba napupunta yung right to a patent? So, meron tayong tinatawag na first to file system. So, kung sino yung unang person or applicant na nag-file ng application, sa kanya mapupunta yung patent. Okay. Now, what are the different modes of filing a patent application? So, pwede kayong manual filing, pwedeng through mails, or pwede na rin yung online services ng, or tinatawag na e-filing. So, pwede tayong pumunta dito sa website na to, www.ipophilippines or fil.gov.ph. So, consider na nakakuha ka na ng patent or na-approve na yung application mo. Ano ba yung mga rights of a patent holder? So, here first, a patent owner has the right to decide who may or may not use the patented invention for the period during which it is protected. So, pwede siyang mag-decide na, oh, ito, sige, gamitin mo yan. Okay, yung invention ko, pwede yan sa'yo. Hanggat protected yung patent na yon or hanggat pagmamayari niya yung patent na yon. So, next is patent owners may give permission to or license other parties to use their inventions on mutually agreed terms. So, pwede namang ganon na pwede namang meron kayong agreement. No, yung kunwari yung invention mo gustong gamitin ng certain group of people, certain company or organization. So, pwede mo silang payagan provided meron kayong terms and condition or agreement. Next is owners may also sell their invention rights to someone else who then becomes the new owner of the patent. So, pwede palang ibenta yung patent, no? So, pwede mo siyang ibenta. And then, malilipat na sa kanila yung ownership ng patent. So, last is once a patent expires, protection ends and the invention enters the public domain. So, this is also known as becoming off patent, meaning the owner no longer holds exclusive rights to the invention and it played and becomes available for commercial exploitation by others. So kapag nag-end na yung terms ng patent or ng ownership, pwede na siyang gamitin ng public. So wala ka ng rights na i-keep siya sa sarili mo or i-prevent mo yung public na gamitin siya. So in a patent, hindi natin naiiwasan na magkaroon ng mga disputes, diba? So here we have the alternative dispute resolution or the ADR. So it states that when a potential licensor and licensee cannot agree on the terms for a license, it is sometimes prudent to seek an alternative to litigation in the form of an alternate dispute resolution using a mediation or arbitration. So if the litigants are resident in different countries, the TRIPS frameworks provides an alternative dispute resolution analogous to all trade-related disputes. So, parang sinasabi lang dito na imbis na magkaroon ng litigation or legal action, then we can use mediation or arbitration. So, pwede tayong kumuha ng mediator or arbitrator na wala siyang pinapanigan. No? So, ito yung mga walang pinapanigan and then they will discuss with the licensee or the licensor kung ano ba yung mga hindi nila napapagkasunduan and agree on each other. So, yung tinatawag naman na TRIPS is trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights. So it is a comprehensive international agreement dating from 1995 that establishes minimum intellectual property or the IP protection. So it covers the issues of protection of intellectual property in trade-related areas to a significant degree and is seen as a comprehensive new framework prescribing standards of intellectual property protection. So pwede ka ditong mag-base sa mga standards na to if magkaroon man ng disputes between the licensee and the licensor. So, makikita mo dito yung mga standards no, na pwedeng gamitin dun sa ah, patent na gusto mong makuha. Ayan. So, consider na meron ka ng patent or nakakuha ka na ng rights sa isang invention. And may nakita kang possible na infringement or infringer. So, pwede ka mag-take ng legal action. Yun yung tinatawag na litigation. But, sabi, litigation is frequently considered to be a failure of the system in some areas. Why? Because lawsuits are very expensive and time-consuming, and it take management's attention away from running its business. So, the outcome is also uncertain and subject to appeal. So, parang if you take legal action, bukod sa time-consuming at magastos, hindi ka pa certain sa magiging result kasi it can be subject to appeals. So, meron naman tayong another method, no? So, sabi dito, another popular method for patentees to pursue infringers is to file a complaint with the U.S. International Trade Commission to stop the importation of allegedly infringing products. Especially kapag alam mo na or nakikita mo na commercially available yung something or yung isang invention na similar sa'yo, sa invention mo na merong patent. So ano ba yung infringement for those who don't know? An infringement occurs when one makes, uses, offers to sell or sells a patented invention or imports any patented invention during the patent term, especially kung wala silang approval or hindi sila pinayagan ng may-ari ng patent na gamitin yung certain invention. So, parang they are kasi violating the rights of the patent holder. Another term na maaari niyong ma-counter in a patent law or during application or kapag meron na kayong patent is yung shopright. So shopright is a non-statutory property right in an invention that is made by an employee who has no obligation to assign the patent to his employer. So it is also the right of an employer to use without payment of any royalty an employee's invention developed in the course of the employment. So kung kunwari yung patent holder or yung inventor na yun is yun, nakapag-invent ng something and then nakakuha siya ng patent. But then he is employed to an organization or a company, then the company can use his invention without paying him a royalty. So that is what they call shopright. Our next topic would be the intellectual property emphasis on copyright. So here we have the Philippine Copyright Law. And ano ba yung meaning ng scope, reach, and term of copyright in the Philippine Copyright Law? So the scope refers to the types of work protected. Alin ba yung pinoprotect ng copyright law na yon? So the reach of copyright law or the reach of copyright takes into consideration the rights provided to a person, the modalities of use and exclusion that the law enables. Ano ba yung mga binibigay sa kanyang rights at ano yung hindi? So, kung ano yung pwede niyang gawin at yung hindi niya pwedeng gawin doon sa kanyang rights. So, parang ano ba? Limitations yung reach. So, the term of protection refers to the length of time the work is subject to protection. To further discuss here, the Philippine Constitution also has a provision mandating copyright legislation. So under the 1987 Constitution, the state shall protect and secure the exclusive rights of scientists, inventors, artists, and other gifted citizens to their intellectual property and creations, particularly when beneficial to the people, for such period as may be provided by law. So a similar provision in the 1973 Constitution states that the exclusive right to invention, writings, and artistic creation shall be secured to inventors, authors, and artists for a limited period. So ano ba yung mga works protected ng ating copyright law? So here, the latest iteration of the Philippine copyright law came from the Intellectual Property Code of 1998, or the IP Code. In addition to those protected under previous copyright laws, the scope was extended to the following works. So here are the lists of the works protected by the copyright law. First is yung books, pamphlets, articles, and other writings, periodicals, and newspapers, lectures, sermons, addresses, dissertations prepared by oral delivery, whether or not reduced in writing or other material form, letters, dramatic or dramatico-musical compositions, choreographic works or entertainment in dumb shows, musical compositions with or without words, works of drawing, painting, architecture, sculpture, engraving, lithography, or other works of art, models or design for works of art. So ito yung mga protected under copyright law, Philippine copyright law. Ayan. So in continuation, meron pang other works protected under copyright law. So here we have the original ornamental designs or models for articles of manufacture, whether or not registrable as an industrial design, and other works of applied art. Illustrations, maps, plans, sketches, charts, and three-dimensional works relative to geography, topography, architecture, or science. Ayan. Drawings or plastic works of a scientific or technical character. Photographic works, including works produced by a process analogous to photography. Lantern slides. Ayan. Audiovisual works and cinematographic works and works produced by a process of analogous to cinematography or any process for making audiovisual recordings. So next is pictorial, illustration, and advertisements, computer programs, and other literary, scholarly, scientific, and artistic works. So, ano ba yung registration requirement for a copyright? So, the applicability of copyright protection used to be contingent on registration of the work. Following the Philippines' accession to the Berne Convention, such formality is no longer required. So under Section 172.1 of the Philippines IP Code, or Intellectual Property Code, copyrights inheres in the work from the moment of creation. So formality, hindi na siya kailangan. Once na-create mo yung isang work and original siya, sa'yo talaga yon, ikaw talaga yung creator, the moment of the creation, nag-a-apply na yung copyright protection. Next is modalities available to rights holders. So the Philippines passed the IP Code, and in Chapter 5, covering copyright, added new exclusive economic rights that prohibit the rental of the copyrighted works to the public and gave exclusive rights to the producers of the sound, recordings, and authors of computer programs. So, copyright or economic rights shall consist of the exclusive right to carry out, authorize, or prevent the following acts. So, ito yung mga acts or mga gawain na pwede mong i-prevent as a right holder or copyright holder. So, first is reproduction of the work substantial or substantial portion of the work. So, pwede mong i-prevent or i-authorize yung ganong gawain. Yung pag-reproduce ng work mo or yung substantial portion ng work mo, i-reproduce nila, ganun. So, pwede mo siyang i-authorize or i-prevent. Next is dramatization, translation, adaptation, abridgment, arrangement, or other transformation of the works. So, ito yung mga, siguro, kung familiar kayo, kunwari yung mga Korean dramas, tinatagalize siya. Or, dinadub siya. So, kailangan meron siyang authorization from the copyright holder. So, hanggat wala, hindi sila pwedeng gumamit nun. So, translation, adaptation, kung kunwari ginaya nung Philippines, yung drama sa Korea. So, kailangan magpaalam din sila. Kailangan authorized din sila. Next is the first public distribution of the original and each copy of the work by sale or other forms of transfer of ownership. Also, rental of the original or copy of an audiovisual or cinematographic work, a work embodied in a sound recording, a computer program, a compilation of data and other materials, or musical work in a graphic form, irrespective of the ownership of the original or the copy which is subject of the rental. So, pag pinarent pala yung original copy no nung mga arts. So kailangan meron ka ring authorization noon. Kung hindi, hindi pwede mo siyang i-distribute or iparent. Next is public display of the original or a copy of the work. So yun, kung i-display mo pala yung art na merong copyright, either original or copy, dapat meron ka ring authorization. Next is public performance of the work. So kung maaalala nyo, yun, di ba, yung si Sarah J, yung choreography ng kaniyang tala is parang I think kinopyright yata ni Teacher Jercel. So hindi na niya pwedeng gamitin yun kasi wala siyang authorization. So iniba na niya yung choreography ng song niya na tala. So yun, sample yun. Magandang example yan dito sa modalities available to rights holders. And lastly, other communication to the public of the work. Now let's proceed naman po sa anti-circumvention of technological measures. So it states that the last round of major amendments to the Philippine Copyright Law was carried out through Republic Act number 10372. So the amendment had the effect of expanding the reach of copyright by changing what it meant for a work to be communicated to the public to include rebroadcasting or retransmission by cable or satellite. So under 171.3, communication to the public or communicate to the public means any communication to the public, including broadcasting, rebroadcasting, transmitting by cable, broadcasting and transmitting by satellite, and includes the making of a work available to the public by wire or wireless means in such a way that members of the public may access these works from a place and time individually chosen by them. So since yung country natin is ano na siya, high-tech na or napakarami ng technologies, no? So, yung sinasabi ditong wireless means is possibly the internet. So, kung yung art mo is nako-communicate to the public without your authorization via internet or transmission via satellite or whatever, without your permission, then pwede ka mag-take ng legal action. Furthermore, the law gave additional teeth to rights enforcement by penalizing not only the copying of the work, but also the circumvention of technological measures and rights management mechanisms designed to protect the work from unauthorized copying. So under that, we have 216.1 or yung remedies for infringement. And it states that any person infringing a right protected under this law shall be liable to. First is pay to the copyright proprietor or his assigns or heirs such actual damages, including legal costs and other expenses, as he may have incurred due to the infringement, as well as the profits of the infringer may have made due to such infringement. And in proving profits, the plaintiff shall be required to prove sales only, and the defendant shall be required to prove every element of cost which he claims, or in lieu of actual damages and profits. Such damages, which to the court shall appear to be just and shall not be regarded as penalty. So, ibig sabihin lang dito is, lahat ng damages na na-commit mo because you use certain art without your without the copyright proprietor or yung kung heirs man nila, kasi ang copyright is naglalast kahit yung proprietor or right holder is ano na deads na. So yung heirs nila yung makikinabang dun sa rights. So kailangan mong magbayad ng mga legal costs and other expenses na na, na commit mo because hindi ka nagpaalam sa kanila. You copy their works and you distributed it, you commercialize it, nakinabang ka doon. So, kailangan mong bayaran sila kapag napatunayan na infringement yung ginawa mo. So that the amount of the damages to be awarded shall be doubled against any person who. So malala, pwede pa siyang madoble. So sino ba yung mga tao na pwedeng ma-penalize ng double? So provided that the amount, again, of damages to be awarded shall be doubled against any person who circumvents effective technological measures or having reasonable grounds to know that it will induce, enable, facilitate, or conceal the infringement, remove or alter any electronic rights management information from the copy of the work, sound recording, or fixation of a performance, or distribute, import, for distribution, broadcast, or communicate to the public works or copies of works without authority, knowing that the electronic rights management information has been removed or altered without authority. Pag sinabi kasi natin circumvents, parang gumagawa ka ng another way yung pag-violate mo or infringe mo dun sa copyright law. So, pwedeng sample natin dyan is yung kantang umuuso ngayon na I believe it's Shaira. So, ang ginawa nila is yung melody, ginaya nila, pero iniba nila yung lyrics. So, wala silang, ano doon, wala silang authority from the owner. So, possible na na-penalize sila. So, kaya 'di ba tinigil nila yon. And I believe kaya siya na-reproduce ulit or nabalik sa public view is because nagkaroon na sila ng authorization or nagkaroon na sila ng certain agreement with the owner. So, yun yung mga sample. Now, the new law defines technological measures and rights management information as such. Under 171.12, technological measure means any technology, device, or component that in the normal course of its operation restricts acts in respect of a work, performance, or sound recording, which are not authorized by the authors, performers, or producers of the sound recordings concerned or permitted by the law. So, any technology no, na somehow reproduce ng mga certain arts or certain works that are protected by the law. So, yun yung mga kinoconsider sa technological measure. Now, under 171.13, yung rights management information, this means that information which identifies the work, sound recording or performance, the author of the work, producer of the sound, recording or performer of the performance, the owner of any right in the work, sound recording or performance, or information about the terms and conditions of the use of the work, sound recording or performance, and any number or code that represents such information when any of these items is attached to a copy of the work, sound recording or fixation of performance, or appears in conjunction with the communication to the public work, sound recording or performance. Okay, now here we have the term fair use. So related to economic rights extended to creators or their assignees, this is the affordance provided by fair use, which allows use of the works without giving rise to infringement of copyright. So lifted directly from Section 107 of the 1976 Copyright Act, under Section 185, fair use of a copyrighted work, under 185.1, the fair use of a copyrighted work for criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, including multiple copies of classroom use, scholarship, research, and similar purposes is not an infringement of copyright. So the compilation, which is understood here to be the reproduction of the code and translation of the forms of the computer program to achieve the interoperability of an independent created computer program with other programs may also constitute fair use. So as long as yung paggamit mo ng certain act na protected by law or has copyright is hindi ka nag-gain ng any amount or kumbaga hindi ka nakikinabang doon, Kasi ginagamit mo siya naman into, criticism, comments, news reporting, sa pagtuturo. So, nagagamit siya for public use na hindi ka naman kumikita or hindi mo siya din-distribute commercially. No? So, fair use yon. So, hindi siya considered as infringement of copyright. Now, in determining whether the use made of a work in a particular case is fair use, the factors to be considered shall include. So hindi lang ibig sabihin na ginamit mo siya into making comments, newscasting into teaching is totally fair use na siya. So meron pa tayong mga factors na kino-consider under that fair use of a copyrighted work. So first is the purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of commercial nature or is for non-profit education purposes. Ayun. So yun yung sinabi ko kanina, no? Kung commercial use siya, then it is infringement. Pero kung non-profit education purposes, no. Okay. So the nature of copyrighted work. So ano ba yung nature ng copyrighted work? For commercial use ba talaga siya or for public use? Ganun. So pwede mo siyang gamitin talaga or hindi. So depende rin sa nature ng copyrighted work. So the amount and substantially of the portion used in relation to the copyright work as a whole. So kung kunwari, kumuha ka lang ng portion and ginamit mo sa ganitong certain activity or certain purposes. So, gaano ba kadami yung amount na yon? So, yun, i-consider din yon. Or gaano ba kalaki yung portion na yon doon sa copyrighted art na yon na ginamit mo. Okay? So, the effect of the use upon the potential market for the value of the copyrighted work. So, kung yung iba, diba, sinasabi nila, for example nga, yung pagko-cover ng songs. Parang ginagawan lang nila ng something funny, yung mga videos or music, ganyan, binabago nila. Kung yung naging art nun, or yung naging result nun is commercially available, infringement yon. Pero kung for fun lang siya, non-profit siya, for entertainment, ganyan, pero hindi ka kumita, that is a fair use. Okay, so the term of copyright. So, as we have discussed earlier, yung term is yung length ng copyright or gaano ba katagal ka magkakaroon ng rights sa isang art or invention. So, copyright law emerged as a compromise between the need to incentivize the creation of cultural works on one hand and the need to suppress monopolies on the other. So, under Presidential Decree number 49, providing a term that lasted for the life of the author plus 50 years. 50 years pala, no? Parang nabasa ko dun sa ibang references, just 75. So, I believe it's in other countries. But in Presidential Decree number 49, plus 50 years siya. After, yun, mamatay nung author or nung may-ari ng copyright. So, this term was preserved in the 1998 IP Code. Ayun. So this ends my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, clarifications, or if you want to dig deeper into this topics, I can share my references. You can also message me and I will try to answer your questions. Thank you so much again.